Hello guys, welcome to another video. First of all, I said that this story doesn't belong to me, so when you read the full story for yourself, you can go down in the description to find the link to the original post and read the full story for yourself. That being said, let's get into the video. Naruto The Ninjutsu Prodigy, Chapter 11 and Part 11, Training with Naruto Sensei. Sakura and Hinata were currently in a training run preparing for their training before the Chunin exam. Thinking it was going to be something easy like last time, they were eager to see what they were learning next. They soon regretted it after Naruto hanged them 5 pound training weight and had them put on each arm and leg. Naruto then said, "Since you girls aren't that knowledgeable in the art of seals, I am going to hold off on that until I think you are ready. Seals are a very tricky and complex art to master. Even my clan, who are very adept at the art of seals, was trained to learn how to do it. Now, you probably think what do seals have to do with your training, right?" Sakura and Hinata nodded their head yes, and Naruto continued and said, "Well, the reason it is one of the most complex and difficult shinobi arts to master even at a beginner level. Level is because they are not considered a form of ninjutsu that requires hand skills and ultimately, not even the Uchiha clan is able to use the art of sealing because there's no hand seal required. The technique themselves cannot be copied. The only person besides Jiraiya who is a seal master that was classified as a seal expert would be the fourth Hokage, my father Minato Namikaze. The seal used to contain the the seal used to contain the nine tails inside of me was a forbidden technique designed by the Uzumaki clan known as the Reaper Death Seal. The name is what it is. A type of sealing technique that summons the death god to assist you in any way, but at a very high cost. And Sakura asks, "What cost is that, sensei? I mean, if this technique is so dangerous, why create it to begin with?" And Naruto said, "Because only one being of divine power can weaken or in some cases destroy another. The tailed beasts were created by the Sage of Six Paths. They are essentially massive being of pure raw chakra. Chakra cannot be destroyed as its spiritual energy. It can only become that which exists all around us and reform itself over time. Unfortunately, a tailed beast only weakens when it is tailed beast only weakens its weakness is being sealed inside what are known as injury keys. There's 9 of us. I'm the host of the Nine Tails, the most powerful tailed beast. Anyways, the type of seal I would have given you is what is known as a gravity seal. In a matter of speaking, it's like those training weight you are wearing. The more your body adjusts to the added gravity, the higher the level the seal would increase. This is how I train myself every day to give you an idea of how strong I am. The highest level of gravity seal I have mastered is 20. I could go higher than that, but that's just an example. The gravity seals help praise my natural speed and strength. Watch. And Naruto then went through a series of hand seals and said, "Uzumaki sealing art, gravity seal level 1, release." And Naruto and Sakura and Hinata then watched as Naruto's chakra jumped 10 times what they were before. Naruto then walked over to a large boulder and punched it, turning it into dust. Hinata and Sakura jaws dropped. They couldn't believe Naruto had that kind of power. Naruto then closed the gravity seal again and said, "So, as you can see, because of the level of chakra I have, I am basically almost on the same level if not then stronger than Tsunade Senju of the Sanin. My speed is faster than that of the yellow flash of Konoha. So what do you say? Weights or gravity seals? And Sakura and Hinata said, well, we will use the weights for now, sensei. Those seals would crush our bodies. And Naruto said, a very wise choice. Now I want to know if you girls have been considering patching your chakra, considering practicing your chakra control and elemental affinities. Have you? And Sakura said, yes, sensei, we have. I have been being began to study medical ninjutsu and genjutsu like you recommended. Kuronai sensei has begun helping me with genjutsu, and Hinata has been learning a lot about medical ninjutsu as well. I have also managed to combine my earth and fire manipulation to create the lava release. And Hinata said, I have managed to perfect the heavenly rotation technique and 8 tetragram 64 bombs as well, and I have combined them with my water elemental affinity. I have also mastered water style water. I have also mastered the water style scrolls you gave me. And Naruto said, "Very good, both of you. Today we are going to be doing the same thing as you did in the Wave Country. Only this time, you are wearing those words." Sakura and Hinata then said, "What? That's crazy. Who does something like that anyways?" And Naruto said, team guy, they do it on a daily basis, and I can say without a doubt it's gotten them all great results. I have done it before, and it was not as easy as it looks. A full year it took me to be on their level. Them I sparred with them every chance I had after school. Even the Hokage was impressed. I can open up all 8 gates, but there's something something even Guy Sensei didn't know that I have yet to tell him. And Sakura said, "You love giving secrets from people, don't you, Sensei? So what do you know that Guy Sensei doesn't?" Now and Naruto said, "Sensei, but there's something that even Guy Sensei didn't know that I have not yet told him." Alright, that's I just fixed my facts. And Naruto said, normally there's eight castle gates in the body, right? Well, through through much intense training, I discovered a ninth gate. It's called the Gate of Revert. By opening this gate, you neglected the effects of the eighth gate, which is death. Using all 9 gates is very risky even for me. The dangers of using all 9 gates at once, you risk never being able to use chakra ever again. Ever. Now off to your training exercise. 20 laps up and down those trees, and then another 20 laps around the lake with water walking for an hour. Then come back to me and we will increase the weight to 10 pounds. Then work on your ninjutsu and genjutsu and taijutsu. We are burning daylight. The tuning exams are in 3 weeks, and I want you two of you to be at the top of your games. And Sakura and Hinata then said, "Yes, Sensei, we wouldn't fail you. We will beat the exam. You can count on it." Then Naruto then sensed someone watching them, and he knew it was Kakashi watching from a distance. Naruto then said, "You could come out of hiding, Kakashi. I know you are watching me and my training methods, and think Sasuke Uchiha deserves the same thing, but he doesn't, because his body isn't fully prepared for the pain he would be in afterwards. I have my methods, you have yours. Now leave before I report you to the Hokage for abandoning your student." And Kakashi said, "Tell me something, Naruto. How did you do it? How did you manage to unlock the ninth gate, the Gate of Revert?" that was only supposed to be a legend among taijutsu users, and Naruto said days of endless training and meditating. Kakashi, days of endless training and meditating. You should try it out sometime. I'm certain you could benefit from it. Kakashi then walked away and went back to training Sasuke Uchiha for the Chunin exams. Sasuke, Sakura, and Hinata had just finished their 20 laps around the lake and came back to Naruto. Naruto then increased the weight to 10 pounds and said, "Okay, now that I have increased the weight, let's have a sparring session in Taijutsu. The first person to lay a hit on me gets to sign one of my summoning contracts." Sakura got into the Academy Taijutsu stance and Hinata got into the Gentle Fist Taijutsu stance. Naruto got into his Fox Taijutsu stance, which surprised both Hinata and Sakura because this was a taijutsu neither of them had seen before. Hinata activated her Byakugan and the girls rushed in after Naruto. Hinata went for a gentle fist strike to Naruto's shoulders, but she overestimated her reach, and Naruto grabbed her wrist and hit the pressure point in her arm with his chakra. Hinata's arm went completely numb, and she didn't know why until she used her Byakugan to notice that the pressure points in her arms were completely closed off, which meant she was temporarily unable to use chakra in that arm. It scared her to know that Naruto didn't need to have the Byakugan to use the gentle style. He was able to use it even if he didn't have a Byakugan. Using her free hand, Hinata reopened the pressure points in her arms and felt her chakra returning to her arm. Sakura then decided to go for a haymaker to Naruto's chest, but she early stepped forward the hit and tripped Sakura off her feet. He he easily sidestepped the hit and trapped Sakura off her feet. Naruto then said, "Come on, girls, if you want to beat me to sign the summoning contract, you need to come at me with the intent to kill. Otherwise, it's no fun." Hinata and Sakura could tell that Naruto was taking pleasure in all of this. That increasing the weight would slow them down, but he also knows that if they applied chakra to their muscles, they would overcome the added weight. Sakura then got back up and went for a leg swipe to knock Naruto off balance, but it didn't work as he simply jumped over it and backflipped away from Sakura. Sakura and Hinata then both came after Naruto as a team and he had some difficulty, but not a lot because of his unlooked lack of training. His senses and reflexes were faster and more alert. Sakura and Hinata were finally managed to get a decent hit on Naruto, only to find out that it was a shadow clone after it poofed out of existence. Naruto then came walking up behind Hinata and Sakura and said, "That was excellent teamwork you girls used. Now we are going to start on ninjutsu training. As same as before, hit me and you are one step closer to signing one of my summoning contract. Begin." The Sakura then went through a series of hand seals and said, "Lava style, lava bullet jutsu." Naruto wasn't surprised at all, so he decided to counter Sakura's lava bullets and said, "Water style, giant water dragon jutsu." A massive water dragon then went charging straight towards the lava bullets and super cooled in it make super cool it making them harden on impact. Naruto then used his wind style gale form to clear the steam and said, "The well, that was impressive. That was impressive, Sakura. Although if you don't watch how much chakra you use, that will put you at a disadvantage. Here is a science lesson for you. Did you know that when lava or magma from a volcano erupts into the ocean, it super cools itself, making it harder than any other type of stone on the planet? The reason being is because lava and magma are a combination of both earth and fire manipulation. However, making it too hot, and eventually you will be able to dissolve any water style jutsu into steam. Keep this in mind. Let's continue your turn, Hinata. Hinata then went through a series of hand seals and said, water style, water bullet jutsu. Five water bullets were then shot at Naruto as Naruto said Earth style, mud wall jutsu. The water bullets were then absorbed by the mud wall as Naruto cancelled his jutsu and said, that's very impressive, Hinata. You both greatly improved. Both have greatly improved since I last trained you. You are able to make two more water bullets than last time. I think you girls are ready to learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Sakura and Hinata's eyes widened and Sakura said, but since I thought only you could use that technique, what makes you think we are gonna be able to make even the three clones? Naruto said, because you girls have some of the most remarkable chakra control I have ever seen, and they are very useful for training. Watch me and do what I do. Sakura and Hinata then watched as Naruto performed a single hand shape cross shape, a single cross shape hand seal, and he created five clones. Naruto then said, once you on one of one of the many reasons that the shadow clone jutsu is very effective is because whether the clone learns whatever the clone learns, they transfer those memories back to the original user. Shadow clone could also make copies of themselves, also make copies of themselves, but don't overdo it. The only reason it's considered an S strength jutsu is because of the amount of chakra that it requires. Using too much and you will exhaust yourself. Use a fair amount and you will live. This technique was created by the second Hokage Tobirama Senju, so be careful when you use it. Hinata and Sakura then focus their chakra, and to Naruto's surprise, they could create at least seven shadow clones and not get tired. And Naruto then said, alright, that's enough training for now. Tomorrow morning we work on summoning jutsu. First, I will let you decide between the two contracts. The first contract is Limpard contract, and the other one is a Fox contract. The Fox are very useful for things like battle and spying mission, even sending messages. The Limpard can run long distances and send messages to allies much faster than most other summons, and are nearly invincible in battle because of their speed and strike as stealth skill. So, who wants the Fox contract and who wants the Limpard clan contract? And Hinata said, I will sign the Fox contract. The boss summons cannot be that bad, could he? Naruto sniffed at Hinata's question and said, let's hold off on you meeting him at the moment. He is never happy if he's woken up during a nap. Sakura then said, "Who is the boss of the Fox summons, anyways, Naruto Sensei?" And Naruto said, "Well, remember how I told you that I contain the line tells. Who do you think is the head of the Fox summons?" Sakura and Hinata went pale with fear all over their faces. Naruto said, "So now you understand why I don't want you to summon the boss summon of the Fox clan. People will think that the seal on my stomach holding him back has broken and the nine tail got free. You can summon the others, just not Kurama. So I'm going to assume you will be summoning the you will be signing the Limfords. Sakura, and Sakura said, "I guess so," and we will find out tomorrow what their taste is, right? And Naruto said, "Trust me, Sakura, you are not going to be like you are not going to like the taste because you have to race against them. You have to race against them. Race against them. Well, I will see you girls tomorrow." Naruto then disappeared in a yellow flash and back home. Naruto then walked into the door and upon his room so to get some rest for Sakura and Hinata's training with the summoning jutsu. The next day, everyone else just looked at Naruto and Kushina said, "Well, I guess he's too tired to talk to about how training went. We will leave the dinner out when he wakes up." Little did Kushina know that Sakura and Hinata's parents were thinking the same thing. In fact, Sakura had fallen asleep on her living room sofa the moment she walked into the door, and Hinata fell asleep the moment she got to her bedroom. It made Hiyashi and Mibuki wonder just what kind of training for the Chunin exams they were doing. Whatever it was, they was obviously pushing their limits, and already knew how being who's and they already knew who's been training them and couldn't be more satisfied with the Hokage's decision. That's all for part 11 and chapter 11 of Naruto the Ninjutsu Prodigy. If you wanna be notified for future parts and other what is, then the best way is by subscribing. That's all for this video. I have to see you in the next one. Bye bye.